That sound means Game for a Movie is on.
Yeah.
Drink a beer. Wash down your Game for a Movie podcast. We're on episode 13, guys.
Oh.
Unlucky 13.
Oh my.
Ooh, or Lucky 13.
Lucky,
Yeah.
I guess.
Shouts to Alex Morgan.
Okay.
Wow, that was a creepy animal.
That's a quick cut to the
I would
podcast.
like to.
Nope.
No,
I'll leave
like
that
to
in.
take that out.
I would not.
Okay.
I am your host, Mikey Tank. I am joined by...
Mitchell.
T-Dawg.
Andre Bellinger.
Welcome to episode 13. We've been gone for a little while.
We have
We
that.
have.
We were on my bachelor
Been
party,
a while.
actually.
Yeah.
Been a while.
Yeah, so we were in Kansas City for...
Can you add
Kansas
that?
City!
It's been a while in.
It's been a while.
Like a drop.
Yeah.
I guess.
Shouts to Stain. Well, what do you call it, Andre?
Oh, Butt Rock. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Butt
One of the
Rock.
prodigal, one of the core tenets of Butt Rock, for sure.
Wow.
One of the pillars, yeah, for
Okay,
sure.
one of the 4 pillars.
Yeah,
of
oh, definitely.
Butt
Nickelback, Stained.
Uh,
Name
so
the other two.
we have 3 glasses of clear liquid on the table here.
That's right.
Mitchell, would you like to go over what you're drinking?
So, looking into a Thomas Hooker glass, I see ice cubes and Connecticut tap water.
Lovely.
And it's very good, refreshing, and keeps me hydrated.
Nice. Can you
There
give
you
us
go.
the flavor profile on that?
It's water.
Cool.
That's it.
All right.
That's all I got.
Great.
T-Dawg and Andre, what are you drinking of your clear liquids?
I fixed us off both some gin and tonics made from Heyman's Gin, right? Heyman's Old Town Gin.
Has
Old
to
Town
fact-
Road?
has
Old
to-
Tom. Old Tom.
Of London.
Of London.
Old Tom Road?
Old Tom Rome, yes.
Okay, good.
I'll ask it,
I
right?
love how you had to fact check and T-Dog's like looking for
I
the
know, like, I
bottle.
kind of fucking know. Yeah.
You also have a beer over by you.
I do, as a backup, the Ruby Red Kolsch. I think I had that last podcast.
Okay,
Still
there you
chewing
go.
through those.
And I have a special beer today. One of my favorite bands is the Struts. They did a collaboration with Southern Grist Brewing, and on my bachelor party, my old roommate Ben brought me one. They have a song called "Kiss This," and so the beer is called Kolsch This.
Oh,
Obviously, it's a Kolsch.
yeah, nice.
So-
Good wordplay.
Sick.
Appreciate it. Yeah.
I'm not much of a Kolsch fan, but this is actually really good.
Nice.
I like it.
Glad to hear it.
Yeah,
Huh.
yeah.
All right.
We saw some movies.
We did. We saw a bunch of movies.
Yes, we did see a bunch of
Yeah, I
movies.
saw some movies
Uh,
too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna spare you Tag that I saw on the plane back.
Oof.
Oh,
Yeah.
I saw that in theaters. Not good.
Not good.
Remember when T-Dawg was a girl that one week?
Yes.
I saw it with her.
Oh, nice.
Oh, wow, gotcha.
yeah.
Nice.
Yes, T-Dog was a girl that one time.
Wait, who
Yeah.
was in Tag?
Jeremy
Jeremy
Renner.
Jeremy Renner. Ed Helms.
Oh, pop star
Oh,
Jeremy
okay.
Renner.
Yeah.
Is this like
Hannibal
the adult-
Buress.
Mm-hmm. Hannibal's in John Hamm.
John
Did you
Hamm's
miss
in it?
John Hamm, yeah.
Who is it?
That's a principal cast, right?
Yeah.
But,
Who am I missing?
the wife.
I'm forgetting. who
Yeah, I
that
don't know.
was.
No, the wife of Ed Helms. She's famous.
Is she?
Yes.
Okay.
Wait, you're saying she's an actress?
I think it's Amy Adams. Or no, maybe not. I don't know. Redhead.
Redhead. Well, guys, we are
gonna
spending
look this
time on this
Goodness.
podcast looking up
Talking
the
about Ted.
lead
Mitchell, you gotta fill it.
actress.
Oh, Jake
on
Johnson
Ted.
was in it too.
Shouts to Jake Johnson. New girl's awesome.
Isla Fisher?
Hila Fisher. Yeah.
Hila Fisher.
Isla Fisher.
Isla
Isla
Fisher.
Fisher.
Hila
Okay.
Fisher. Isla Fisher.
Classic mistake
Fisher.
mixing
Classic.
her up with
Redhead.
I've never
Yeah.
heard of this
It's
person.
a redhead.
I don't recognize her.
Oh yeah.
Oh, no, I do. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, but let's
Whatever.
actually talk about the movies we
Oh, yeah,
actually want to
right.
talk about.
I watch
Okay.
movies. That's right.
We're going to talk with Andre first.
Yes.
Andre, what did you see?
I watched this fun little movie called Blinded by the Lights. I feel like this is like the third music video movie I've seen this year.
Yeah,
Oh,
you've
seriously?
seen Rocket Man. You've seen Yesterday.
I've seen Yesterday, and then
And
now
Blinded by the
this
Light.
one.
Yep. Yeah, so for those who haven't seen any of the trailers or anything, this is about a young man of Pakistani descent growing up in London in the mid-'80s, and he kind of finds his calling through the power of the boss's music, through Bruce Springsteen.
Yeah.
It's a very transformative event for him. So, off the bat, this movie was fine. I liked it. I enjoyed it. I think
Yeah.
it was worth the ticket price.
Okay.
I don't know if I would be interested in watching it again, but
Wait, your ticket price of covered in your A-list subscription?
well,
or
yeah,
like the
sure,
actual
but
ticket price?
you know, if,
Okay.
if I had to pay, if I was asked to pay $9
Okay.
for it or 10, I wouldn't
Sure.
I wouldn't scoff at that. Yeah, because it kind of hits all those narrative beats you would expect from like a coming of age movie, especially mixed in with having somebody from like a South Asian culture. I feel like we've seen a lot of these notes before, but it's still impactful, I would say. It succeeded in providing emotional resonance just from seeing the main character react so viscerally to listening to a new kind of music. Like we've kind of all had like our transformative experiences. I feel like listening to that band, that artist that really clicks with us and really motivates us.
What is that artist? I'm putting you on the spot here.
For me?
Yeah, for you.
Okay, well, it's not going to be very interesting. There's actually a band called Fireworks. It's a pop-punk band from Detroit, very small, but...
That is very interesting. No, because, I expected, a big-name band or something like that, or. But this is one that's, it's personal.
Yeah, no, definitely. I'm not expecting... I don't think they're around anymore, but, small shows, and I got to see them a bunch of times, growing up in Northeast Ohio. Those are some very intimate shows, and their lyrics spoke to me when I was a young adolescent figuring out life,
Okay.
So,
nice.
yeah. So, on that level, this movie kind of hit back to me on that. What?
Yeah. Sorry, T-Dawg was taking a drink, and the ice kind of did the thing that it holds and then all of a sudden falls.
That is unfortunate.
It's fine.
It's great.
He's making a bigger deal than it is.
I apologize, listeners. If we can cut it out, we will. But
I will say tonally this movie's kind of not all over the place, but there's some parts that are kind of weird a little bit because I can't tell if it's trying to be a serious character drama, which it totally can be, and I think it succeeds on those levels. There's a lot of emotional moments, especially when our main character Javid kind of clashes heads with his father, who's a little headstrong, and doesn't really see why he's into Bruce Springsteen, why he's into this American music. But then also there are parts where they'll actually sing the numbers. And it's kind of established by this is the mid '80s, so Bruce's heyday was past by now.
Yeah.
Even in England, they're like, really, you're listening to Bruce Springsteen? All right, my dad listens to him. But then they'll play a jam or whatever. They'll play one of his iconic songs, and then everybody in the background will just get into it like it's a musical show tune almost,
Oh.
But it didn't really fully commit to it. I feel with those because with Rocket Man, you can kind of buy into it a little bit in that it is fantastical.
Well, they fully build into it, that kind of stuff.
Exactly. You can tell what's diegetic and what's non-diegetic, if that makes sense. With Blinded by the Light, I kind of felt like everything was supposed to be diegetic, so it made these scenes a little more awkward, but even then, there were parts where I'm I don't know if I should be laughing at this or just kind of I feel good or whatever. But yeah,
I think that kind of resonated through just the trailers too.
You think so?
I felt it would there were awkward moments in the trailers itself where I didn't know if it was a terrible movie or
right.
that's honestly,
yeah.
No, I would definitely not call it a terrible movie. This movie is too well.
I didn't want to say it was. I was just
but I could
my
tell
impression from the trailer.
There were definitely some tonally dissonant moments.
It gets a little hokey, kind of.
Yes. That's not to say that there isn't a lot of emotional impact. There is, and it still got to me, even though I kind of knew the narrative thread going in. You know, this movie did not surprise me at all.
Well, it's kind of so what I always say about romantic comedies. You know where it's going to end up.
Yes.
Pretty much from the beginning.
Right.
It's how you get there.
Yeah.
And this kind of seems like that kind of movie where
Definitely.
it's parents are probably going to accept the kid. I'm not giving away anything, or don't tell me or whatever.
Right.
But you kind of see parents are probably going to accept him for who he is, that kind of thing at the end. But it's just a matter of how you get there, the bumps along the way, that kind of stuff.
And I will say the best thing I can say about this movie is that I don't think it's super dependent on how well you like Bruce Springsteen.
Okay.
I'm pretty neutral on him. Obviously he's iconic, he deserves his fame, and he's great. But I don't listen to him on the regular. He's not one of my go-to artists. That being said, I still believe that Javid was so emotionally touched by his music, so that was powerful enough for me to get invested in his character and his art. So
nice.
It succeeds on that front.
Okay. Do you have a rating?
Yeah, I'm going to give this one, it's going to sound a little harsher, I guess, but I'm going to give this one a 3 jean jackets out of 5.
Okay.
That's not harsh at all.
I don't know.
I was just going to say it's middle of the road.
For me, 3 is good.
I feel like I'm lower. I should say I feel like I'm lower than the average on this one because Rotten Tomatoes has this on a 90, and I think that's really high.
God.
I know.
IMDb had it lower.
IMDb had it as a 6.8 or something like that.
Right.
So it's
where it was good. I would it was fine.
And I mean, as usual, our ratings are kind of obviously they're.
It's dependent on us,
Yeah, right. I'm not trying to show anybody who really likes this movie.
Sometimes we're reviewing it to other like things within its genre. We're
Yes.
not like
Yeah.
saying overall.
Okay.
You know,
Right.
Yeah.
So we're a little more focused in terms of our ratings.
And you could definitely tell that a lot of passion was put into this project for sure. Like it definitely wasn't like made by a studio or whatever.
Yeah.
For it was a passion project in that show. So
It is definitely an indie movie almost. Like
a little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
Got that vibe.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're gonna jump to a very not so indie movie. We're gonna talk about Hobbs and Shaw. We're gonna kind of split it because
No, excuse you. Fast and Furious.
Fast and Furious presents
Hobbs and Shaw.
We're gonna kind of present it together a little bit.
Sure.
We made the Blinded by the Light a little shorter so we could talk about Hobbs and Shaw. Sorry, Fast and Furious presents
Yes!
Hobbs and Shaw.
Jesus Christ. If you're not familiar with the Fast and Furious movies, there's been 8 of them. Where have you been before this one? This is one that does not feature Vin Family Diesel. I'm sorry.
Family.
So, it's 2 side characters, Hobbs and Shaw. I don't know what their real names are because they just referred to them as Hobbs and Shaw. I think the one was named Deckard.
Yeah, Deckard Shaw, and
Luke
Hobbs.
Yeah.
Boom, got it.
Yeah.
And the next
Dumb question.
Good
Is
work
is
on
The
you.
Rock Hobbs?
Rock is
Hobbs.
Hobbs.
Shaw's the
Jason Statham is Shaw.
Is Dex
Shaw's
Shaw.
the bad guy or turned.
Good.
Shaw. No murder of Han Solo.
Yes.
Deckard Shaw.
Han's name is Han Solo.
Fucking what?
Fuck this movie.
Yeah. I will say this is the first Fast and Furious universe movie I've seen in theaters.
Really?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. I know.
Wow.
I know. I've only
Wow.
seen Fast 5 and this one, and that's it.
I skipped 3 through.
Whoa, time out.
I know. Yeah.
You didn't see Fast 5 in theaters?
No, I didn't.
Oh, it's
no.
my favorite one.
Yeah, I watched it like
Oh.
at like 3
I'll be
a.m.
honest.
in friends'
I
place.
skipped 3 through 5 in theaters and then came back for 6 and regretted it, but then stuck
Yeah.
around for 7 and 8. So
Okay.
Yeah, I
it was just you mix some here or
Yeah.
there in theaters. I've seen them all.
at the
Right.
top before we get
For
into
what they
this.
are.
Fast
I
and
will
so
say after watching Fast and Furious presents Hobbs and Shaw, I'm sold on. I'll like watch the Fast and Furious movies at some point, probably with some alcohol involved, but I'll do it. Like I'm down.
So whereas I'm the opposite, it has me
Questioning.
questioning 9 and 10 when they come.
Wow. Okay.
So Fast and Furious movies are very much just action set pieces. You go
Yay.
from action set piece to action set piece to action set piece. They raise the stakes. The first one was about people stealing cars, and the 8th one they destroyed a nuclear submarine with a car.
Yeah.
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 And The
so,
Rock,
I
I'm
mean,
pretty sure, redirected the submarine with his hands
Oh,
or something
sick.
like
Yeah.
that.
Yes.
There was definitely a part where that happened.
Yeah. Is there a part in the first one where does Vin Diesel get out of the back of a truck and grab onto a helicopter and pull it closer?
No,
Oh,
there is
well,
not.
Okay. I don't
Captain
know.
America did that.
Yeah, Captain America. Yeah, that's true.
It
yeah.
also happened in Hobbs and Shaw.
Straight
Pretty
up.
much. So
Is Hobbs and Shaw the MCU?
It pretty much is.
Because
like, straight up.
Spider-Man's not, so they got...
Oh no!
why'd you bring that up? I'm still so bitter about it.
We're
too
definitely
raw.
talking about that at the end. It's too But yeah.
Oh, it hurts.
Spidey.
Dude, Hobbs and Shaw, our new
Hobbs and
superheroes
Shaw,
we
yeah,
never
man.
asked for.
Yeah.
Vanessa
so,
Kirby is
They're
brought
the
in.
ones we deserved.
What's that?
Vanessa Kirby is brought in
Yeah,
as
I
Shaw's
liked
sister.
her. Yeah.
She was good. I liked her.
I like
She
that
was-
she was
what
not
else,
just a.
What else is she in?
She's on Mission Impossible.
Yeah,
she was,
on The Man from U.N.C.L.E.
She's
like,
really got
yeah.
that femme fatale. like.
Guardians of the Galaxy 2. She was the gold,
Yes.
like,
Yes.
alien
Yeah, that's
thing.
right.
Yes.
I don't,
She was
like,
the
towards
Sovereign.
beginning at the
Yeah,
end.
The Sovereign.
The Sovereign,
Oh,
that's
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, she's been in a couple things.
Yeah, she's and like I'm glad that she wasn't just a plot. I mean, she was just a plot moppet, but like a capable one, if that makes sense.
What?
You know, like it's like a MacGuffin, but a person. You know what I
Okay,
mean?
it's
Okay.
a real life MacGuffin, like
Yeah,
a human.
yeah, a human
form.
MacGuffin.
I think
Yeah.
plot moppet.
That is hilarious.
Hashtag plot moppet.
That is amazing. I'm gonna use that
Yeah.
forever.
It's pretty good, actually. I love that. Yeah, she
Jesus.
definitely. I mean, she was definitely a big part of it and like a good part of it. But cheesy dialogue.
Yes,
you know, as
definitely.
you come to.
Obviously.
Yeah.
I'm here
I
for
want
it.
to know,
Check.
like, okay, in Hobbs and Shaw, what is not a plot Muppet?
What do you mean?
Like,
Okay, so a MacGuffin is something that is just there to move the plot forward. I'm
Right.
assuming that was Vanessa Kirby's
Yes,
role
so at the
here.
at the top of this movie, Vanessa Kirby is like she
Part of this
steals.
team.
She's part of this like MI6 SWAT team that's trying to protect this virus thing, and
course,
then
of course.
her whole entire team gets taken down by Idris Elba.
I'm Black Superman.
Yeah, Black Superman shows
Idris
up,
Elba,
takes
yeah.
out her whole entire team, and then she just opens the briefcase, sighs to herself, and then injects herself with the virus, thus becoming the plot moppet. For the
Because she
movie.
couldn't take the case with her.
Right.
So she obviously had to inject herself
With the
disease.
virus, yeah.
obviously. I mean,
Checks
it's
out.
like, yeah.
So this whole entire time, she's the main plot device in terms of like we have to protect her, but she can also protect herself. She's capable. She gets
And the timeline on this is she's going to die in 72 hours
right.
or whatever
72
it is.
hours the virus will
And the
activate,
virus goes
and then it'll
it-
spread
airborne
everywhere.
and
Yeah.
kills all the weak people.
Oh.
And this company wants the virus because they want to kill people because they want to literally this is MCU. Holy fuck, they want to Thanos this shit. They want to take
See?
out half the population pretty much. Not
Nice.
half, but it's like a quarter
The
at
weak-
least.
Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah. Actually, you're right.
They've
They
MCU'd
Thanos
this shit.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Idris Elba also in the MCU, guys.
That's
I'm just
true. Yeah, that's
saying.
true.
I mean, Heimdall died, but you know, it's all
Yeah,
good.
it's-
Yeah, splitting hairs.
Splitting hairs. Wow.
He
so
left this movie
Okay,
to do this
guys,
movie.
this sounds amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to know what you're getting
You have
yourself
to come
into.
into this movie on its own terms for sure.
So 3/4 of the movie is
Yeah.
Hobbs and Shaw going, I don't like you, but I'll work with you.
Okay, side note, I could watch Jason Statham.
3/4 of the movie.
Yeah, oh yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
three-quarters
yeah,
of
yeah,
the
yeah,
movie.
yeah.
Is
No,
that even the first act? And like, oh, we could team up.
no,
No,
it's-
no,
they,
no.
they team up.
That was 100% of the trailers.
Yes.
Were
That
yeah,
was-
yeah, yeah.
Those two, like, oh
And to
man,
be
I can't
fair,
work with you.
I would have liked this
But I'm gonna
movie.
work with you.
I would have liked this movie even more if it was just 90 minutes of The Rock and Jason Statham like insulting each other straight. Like those were my favorite
Andre
parts
was
of the
just
movie.
hoping for the Rock flexing this.
Essentially what that would have been is the Deadpool equivalent of you look like an avocado, fucked
Yes,
another avocado.
yes, yes. It was yeah,
It's
exactly.
great.
Scratching that itch for sure.
Speaking of Deadpool, one of the first cameos.
Oh wait, I knew this.
Yeah, I told you this one already. Yeah, Ryan Reynolds,
Ryan Reynolds
is
is
in
in
this
this.
movie. He shows up.
And
As
so
Deadpool?
does Rob Delaney.
Not as Deadpool. He's like
Pretty much Deadpool.
Okay.
He is
Yeah.
he's an FBI or he's
like an FBI
CIA
guy. CIA
agent.
guy who brings in Hobbs on the mission.
so-
And
And like
basically-
literally the studio probably just told him, "Hey, listen, like you just do your Deadpool thing. Like
Just
here,
do your
just do
shtick.
that and do that."
And-
or like Pikachu or something.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, oh yeah. Right. Exactly what they did with Pikachu too.
Where he's
Yeah.
like saying he's talking about this virus to The Rock in front of The Rock's daughter. And then it's still The Rock. It's not Dwayne Johnson. It's The Rock.
That's fine with me.
But like
Yeah, sure.
The Rock's daughter's character daughter, whatever,
character daughter.
whatever it is.
Plot
You know,
Muppet.
so they're like plot Muppet.
Plot.
Excuse me.
Muppet.
There we go.
Muppet.
Muppet.
What is a
Muppet.
Muppet?
or a
It's
mop?
now-
Mop it.
It's
Mop
now-
it.
It's a Muppet.
It's a
It's
Muppet.
Muppet.
Okay.
M-O-P-P-I-T or
I'll have to consult with Jill on the exact phrasing on it. But
Okay.
that's,
Okay.
yes.
All right.
Plot Muppet.
Plot
Plot
Muppet.
Muppet. Well, so the daughter is there the first time that Ryan Reynolds talks to both of them, and basically he's talking about the virus and how they're gonna like melt from the inside out, and like he looks directly at the daughter like, "It's brutal, sweetie," like that kind of stuff, you know. And the second, we're going to do another cameo. If you do not want to hear who this is, earmuffs. Mitchell is putting up his earmuffs. T-Dawg's covering his eyes.
Covering his eyes. He doesn't want to see that we're going to talk about the fact
Okay,
that.
so second cameo is Kevin Hart.
Yeah, like he's in this movie. And that
He's
was
in this
fun.
movie, yeah.
That was cute.
All
I
right.
liked it.
It was a decent. It was a decent.
It was a
part.
good bit. It was a good bit.
It was a little much, but it was a good.
It was a
bit.
good.
Wait,
it does-
cover your ears again.
Okay.
Did him and The Rock have a movie at one point?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
okay.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
No, like they have to be in everything together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, okay, that's...
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
like, that's the
kinda-
joke.
They technically had two together.
Yeah.
didn't they?
Yeah, and they have another one coming out. So yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
All right,
All right,
done.
go.
Go.
Yeah.
So
I'm
he's
gonna
in that
see
movie.
this
Yes. My problem:
Yeah, sure.
the
Lay it on me.
continuity errors.
Oh, so you were too invested in the actual
No.
lore.
No.
Oh, he
Oh,
was-
okay.
As I go to Fast and the Furious movies, I'm fine turning off my brain. I don't care about continuity.
Sure.
errors. I don't. This one was so blatantly obvious. There was a fight that took place on this island. And it is sunny on this island. And then they fall down a waterfall, and all of a sudden it is raining. And like you're going, oh, maybe it's the waterfall spraying water on them. No, it is raining.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait,
Where was this?
this is in. I mean, dude, I don't really. It's
This
in
is
the
part of
trailer.
the movie.
It's in the. It's in the trailers. It's in Samoa.
It's in Samoa.
Yeah, it's in Samoa.
Everyone
The
knows
Rock
it's part
pretty
of
much
it.
demanded they put part of
Yes.
this movie in Samoa.
There is also another part.
Was there an action scene that took place in that rain?
Yes.
Oh, fun. Okay.
Yeah. No, definitely. Yeah.
And there's also another
Right.
part.
Like that's the thing. I was like, oh, okay, this looks dumb and cool. I like it.
So the two scenes like that abut each other are two. Well, like there's a third scene that kind of splits it, but the two scenes that abut each other. In the first one, The Rock took off his shirt because, of course,
You can't have a movie
Guys.
without him.
And then
taking
the
his
second
shirt
one,
off.
he
Like,
has a
why-
shirt on.
Why,
You're
okay.
doing a very
Yeah.
poor job of convincing me this is a bad movie.
Yeah. Well, the second part he had the shirt on. He shouldn't have had it
but
off.
there's a part in between where it feels like it was recorded like 4 weeks after, where they're just kind of like, oh, we forgot you didn't have a shirt on at this point. We need to film this like 20-second thing where you put a shirt on.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
God.
It's like
Yeah.
blatantly, obviously, awkwardly there, where he's just like he grabs a shirt.
Dude,
he, like,
no, that's so. It's so good though.
no, it's not.
It's so dumb.
It's not.
It's so absurdly stupid. The fact that he's like, what is it? He goes from the full loincloth, and then
Yep.
like he's like, oh, we gotta go and take down the helicopter.
And he has
Oh,
pants
jumps
on
up-
under the
yeah,
loincloth.
he takes off the loincloth. There's pants underneath, and then like he grabs a shirt from out of
You
nowhere
can see
and
his
puts it
fucking
on.
ankles
Yeah.
under the
Yeah.
loincloth.
Yeah.
There's no pants. All of a sudden, the loincloth's off. Pants.
So okay, to me, this
This movie
is
sounds incredible.
no, right. So I the reason I like that is because it reminded me of Commando, and it just reminded me of the like, I get it, Commando, yeah. No, but like that really awful '80s Arnold Schwarzenegger movie where in the final act he has a
I'm
giant.
sorry, did you say awful?
It's amazing.
Yes.
It's so good.
That one's fine.
Okay, but
This
if you
one's
look
not.
at that,
Final act. If we're using that to describe a part of a Schwarzenegger
yeah.
Yes.
When he's
that
storming
is
the
way
final.
too highbrow.
I know you're right. Whatever. In the final scene when he's storming the cat,
Nice.
like whatever, the storming
Final
the
part.
the stronghold, he has his giant ass LMG, and you can tell the whole like the clip that reloads into the gun gets refilled between shots every other like 4 times. So it's the same level.
It
I would
is.
say.
Well, it is, but I'm willing to believe that a little
I feel
more.
like I'm laughing at the movie, and that adds to my enjoyment of the movie, if that makes
Yeah.
sense.
I'm glad you enjoyed it. I did not. I found it, like, I literally kept looking at the guys I went with and just go, the fuck? What? Why? Also, Han Solo. Fuck that.
Okay, when is it canon that his last name is
Yes.
Solo? Oh
Yes.
my
No, that's
God. That's a real thing?
Like, his last name is SEOUL-O.
That's rough.
I'm just confirming this with the face.
If you
Fast
look-
and Furious
anyways,
gods.
If you look at the Fast and Furious wiki,
Oh no.
yes, I have.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
I will say, and I was telling Mitchell about this. This movie is way too long for what it is.
Yes,
like,
it is.
It was. They needed to cut out.
Yep.
They either needed to cut out the factory set scene or the Samoa scene. Take one of it. Like take one of those, not both. I would say.
See, I think you can take 5 minutes away from each of them at least.
That works too.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah, I don't
10
think.
minutes.
No, more than that.
More than
though.
that,
Honestly,
but-
like honestly, it's probably a half hour too long. I would say.
Yeah.
Okay,
What's the
okay.
runtime?
Going back to Han.
2 hours and 15 minutes.
Okay, his nickname
Yeah.
is Han Solo.
Understood. In the 4th or 5th movie, he appears in a police database as Han Solo.
But did
That's
they
his
hack
nickname.
Oh,
because
but
his real
they-
name
but
is
they
Han
wouldn't-
Lu.
Oh yeah.
His real name
Oh.
is Han Lu.
I think they hacked.
So that's just how
And
good he
then
is.
Han-
It doesn't
Solo.
matter though. Han Solo still pisses me off.
All
It
right.
doesn't matter if it's a nickname or not.
Fair
That's
enough.
fucking bullshit. Fuck this movie.
Wow.
Fair enough.
Wow. You're so
All right.
fired
Some
up.
strong
Where are you
opinions here.
rating this thing?
Oh, really? We're going to ratings right now?
We're going to ratings right now. We've been talking about this for like
Does it?
20 minutes.
Does something else need to get fleshed out? Oh my god.
Yeah, I don't know.
I love this movie.
Andre's
How is
like,
this
I'm
not
not
a
even-
5 out of 5?
No, it's gonna be.
Andre's
It's
like,
hard.
I'm not even halfway done with this.
Yeah, no, I'm not even halfway done with my thoughts on this movie. We didn't
Flips
even
a
get
page
into.
in a notebook.
We didn't get even to the character motivations of Helen Mirren's character. Like, what the heck?
yeah, Helen Mirren's in this too,
Helen
yeah.
Mirren's in it. Yeah, she's
Has she
fun.
been in previous?
Yes,
Fast and
she's
Furious
Deckard
movies?
Shaw's mom.
Dad?
Dad.
Jesus.
Whoa.
I was
She
on the
could
D.
be.
Yeah,
Hey,
maybe it's
No,
19.
she's Deckard Shaw's mom, and she's in prison.
Yeah, she's in prison.
she is, okay.
Yeah, so
And
dumb.
she
This
can
movie-
escape at any point,
You know, I keep.
but she doesn't
hovering-
want to.
I keep hovering between a 3 and a 3.5 on this one. And I
Wow,
don't- I
blinded
know.
by the light. Suck it.
Yeah, right. I had okay.
Oh,
This is
no.
why it's bad. Blinded by the Light is a better made movie, and it has way more going on.
Blinded by the Light's
But
gonna
I-
be my Godfather too, apparently.
I feel like like I had more fun with Hobbs and Shaw, but it also I felt more emotions with it in terms of it pissed me off and it made me like laugh out loud more. If it makes sense.
I didn't get to the point where I was laughing out loud. I got to the point where I was just pissed.
Okay, got it.
So I am giving it a 1.5.
Whoa! Wow,
Yeah.
dude.
So, I mean,
1.5 what? 1.5
Yeah.
what?
Cars with hooks to helicopters.
And to have cars chained together.
Yep.
Didn't quite bring the helicopter
It's a clown
down.
car in the front.
Yeah, they kind of careened
It's a
up.
clown car in the front.
Yeah, oh, got it. Okay.
All the Samoans
got
are
it, got
in
it.
this.
I'll give it 3 cars chained together and 1 Dwayne Johnson
Ooh.
out of
that's
5.
heavy.
Like pulling it. Yeah, exactly.
Suck it, blended by
Rotten
light.
Tomatoes had it at 67. IMDb has 6.8. Yeah.
That sounds about right.
A lot of-
in my opinion,
Yeah.
that sounds about right.
I understand like crowds love it, that kind
Yeah.
of thing. It just left me very frustrated.
Again, this is a pure enjoyment thing. I don't think it's actually a 3-star movie. I think it's more like a 2. But
when I go to a Fast and the Furious movie,
Yeah.
and I can point out continuity errors because that's how much it's pissed me off.
Right.
That's the problem for me.
It sounds like it's not well made. It sounds like
Wait, what?
a machine put together like a Mad Lib sentence of what do
Yes.
movie audiences want to see.
Oh,
The Rock and
definitely,
Jason
yeah,
Statham
yeah, yeah.
insulting
I do-
each other
I think
It's
it's.
like, okay.
I think it
with
knows.
Vanessa Kirby.
Yes, please.
I think it knows exact. I think it
Fine.
knows what it is, except it's just too long. It's the one big thing. Is that, like, geez, it is way too long.
I
Yeah,
feel that.
I agree with that.
Maybe watch it at 1.5 speed, see where it's at.
Well,
All right.
speaking of long movies.
Yeah.
Speaking of long movies,
Dude,
where do we
I
go from
have
here?
one to talk
Oh,
about.
boy.
So me and T-Dawg, and I saw it twice now. I'm going to see it a third time this weekend.
Nice.
So I liked it a lot. I know Mike did not. Once upon a
not.
time in ... Hollywood.
Oh, nice. Get the
Yes.
full title in there.
You got to get the ellipses in there.
Yep.
That's how it animates on screen when you watch it. So, this is a story about Leonardo
lovely lady.
DiCaprio of a lovely lady.
Yeah, exactly.
All about how my life got flipped turned upside down too. Like
Oh,
there's
okay.
multiple ways.
There's a way. Yeah,
Wow.
I love it.
Shouts to TV for just repeating itself
All
in
the
very
time.
weird ways.
Yep.
And speaking of repeating yourself, Quentin Tarantino has gotten to this place, and I think this movie has proven that to me. He is the ultimate homage director, right? Like everything that he has put out on screen is in some way, homage to a previous director. Blah blah blah. That's a big part of his reputation. He is the quote unquote postmodern director.
And I like that part of it. I know you said I didn't like
Yeah.
the movie overall, and we'll get into that, but
yeah.
I do like that part of it. That
Right.
was the main part of it.
I think that's huge in this movie in particular.
It is
Yeah.
huge, absolutely. So he set this film in 1969, which was in the early part of his 69 Summer Love. So you got this, the childhood setting for Quentin Tarantino when he was growing up. But the stars that we see, it's Rick Dalton, who is a TV cowboy played by Leonardo DiCaprio, who is trying to make the jump to film but never quite makes it, and he's at a crossroads in his career. Whether does he keep playing the heavy, a.k.a. the bad guy, on TV shows through the rest of his career, or does he go to Italy, where Al Pacino, who is a producer for spaghetti westerns, is offering him to do a crap ton of movies over one summer to keep his movie career afloat. And then you got Cliff Booth, who is Rick Dalton's stunt double, and that is played by the hunky Brad Pitt. Oh my god.
He looked good in this movie.
He looked fantastic. His
I
forearms
could agree with that.
alone looked
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
And then, of course, you have Margot Robbie playing Sharon Tate. So that's basically the table that you're set with at the very beginning, and you literally, for 90 minutes of this film to open, you're just hanging out with these guys. There's no plot. It is all just different scenes of exploring these characters and a little bit of their backstories. And the movie does not really pick up in terms of tension or in terms of any kind of development of a story until the very middle, where Brad Pitt's character Cliff Booth drops off a hippie at Spawn Ranch, which has since been taken over by the Manson family. So Spawn Ranch being an old area where they used to film, westerns and cowboy movies and all that kind of stuff.
Western.
They
town,
don't.
pretty
They don't
much.
make that like they don't explicitly mention that at all. That it's like the man's, that
They don't
Yeah.
explicitly mention that.
They
but,
mentioned Charles.
but
They
yes,
say they do mention Charles.
yes.
Um,
However, I think Quentin Tarantino made that in mind with Sharon Tate's in this.
Exactly.
And
Yeah, right.
you're going to automatically
Yes.
assume these people are up to no good.
Yeah.
And I would like to say, because of how everything is drawn out, especially that scene in particular with Brad Pitt and his little journey through that ranch, Quentin Tarantino's is one of the best at building tension. And he uses the expectation of violence that people have grown to have for his movies
That was a great scene.
really against you
Yeah.
in that particular case. And which is why I'm saying that Quentin Tarantino, at this point in his career, this is his quote-unquote 9th movie, if you consider Kill Bill one whole movie, where he's actually starting to reference himself, which I think is interesting. Referencing himself as in, that I'm known for violence. Guys, this is his least violent movie by a long shot. It's not even close. And I think it's all in the sake of exploring these characters and amping up the tension just a little bit until the very end, where you would obviously have to have that release. And Tarantino definitely does, and I don't want to give that away. But
He gets his release in several ways.
oh, yes, he does.
It's great. There's I really like the violence when it occurred in the movie, just because I felt like it fell into place versus like some rampant,
Yes.
just
Yeah.
constantly violent.
Which is fair.
If you cannot invest yourself in these characters, you're not going to enjoy the movie at all. 'Cause it's
No,
just-
that's the thing. Those 90 minutes are key. They're slow,
Yeah.
but if you don't buy into Rick Dalton, if you don't buy into Cliff Booth, this movie is not going to capture your imagination. And I completely get that. I was completely invested. Just the small scenes of Tarantino putting himself in the position of directing TV westerns, which I think is crazy to think about. And all these different things. I just wanted to be in that world, and I was happy to hang out with these guys. It reminded me a lot of Inglourious Bastards in the same way. The first 3 chapters of Inglourious Bastards, you're basically getting introduced to Aldo Rain, Hans Landa, who was it, Shoshana, like all those people. And it's
The Bear Jew.
The Bear Jew for a little bit. Pause, by the way. Adam Sandler was first interested in that role. Like, Quentin Tarantino wanted
Really?
Adam Sandler to be the Bear Jew.
That would have been funny.
Yeah.
That would have
Yeah.
been good.
That would have been a little different.
Yeah.
It would have been a little different.
Huh.
Anyway, speaking of which, there is a little stunt casting in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. You get Uma Thurman's daughter is in it. You
Timothy
get
Oliphant.
yeah. What? Oh yeah, Oliphant is in it.
Yep.
You get who else? Lena Dunham is a
Lena
part of the
Dunham
Manson
is-
family,
yeah.
which okay, I buy.
Yeah, I'm in.
I'm in.
Yeah, that was actually one of, a lot of the casting was believable, but I actually really liked her part in it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not a huge Lena Dunham fan from what I've seen so far.
It seemed natural.
It
It
did.
seemed natural to me.
Yeah.
But what I love most of all in terms of what I'm taking away from this movie, when I say I loved hanging out with the characters, what I really meant was I really loved hanging out with Brad Pitt and Leonardo DiCaprio.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I
Yes.
thought Tarantino knows how to get the most out of movie stars. And I'll say this, Leonardo DiCaprio had the quote-unquote harder role. He had more emotional range to develop. He had more of a actual emotional through line to carry a movie with. But I'll say this, to pull off the Cliff Booth character the way Brad Pitt does, I don't think anyone else could do it. I don't think Leo could have done it. I really think it relies so much on charisma and just how you look on screen that no matter how good of an actor you could be, you can't fake that. It's really hard. And, with their work together in True Romance, which was written by Quentin Tarantino, and then more recently in Inglourious Bastards, Brad Pitt just knows how to read Tarantino. And I think he's an underrated Tarantino actor. Like, people are going to
Yeah.
mention Sam Jackson first. They might mention Kurt Russell. Like,
Might
all these.
mention Leo for Django.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right,
Leo as well, and certainly Christoph Waltz. But Brad Pitt's got to be in that conversation. He just looks so at home in these roles, where it's just like, yeah, I buy that. You're totally Aldo Rain. You came down from the Smoky Mountains, fight your way halfway through Sicily, jump out
Well,
of a
that's
fucking
funny.
airplane to teach Nazis a lesson.
It's
in
funny
humanity.
because you say that, and like he was in Fury,
Mhm.
and it just didn't have the same thing, and it was almost the same character a little bit.
Yeah, he's a leader of like a ragtag crew.
Right.
Yeah.
And so like it's great compliment to Quentin Tarantino because he brings out that of him too as well, or maybe he just understands it better.
Oh, yeah.
like that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Because in Fury, it's a different role entirely.
Yeah.
even though it feels similar.
It's just not as fun of a movie as
I agree
well.
with that.
You know what
Yeah,
I
I
mean?
agree with that too.
In Inglourious Bastards, there's definitely more artistic flair, and that's why
Yeah.
a lot of people had trouble with the ending and all that, which I totally understand. Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
one of those people.
Exactly. So, and I completely get it. But
Yeah.
regardless, I really enjoyed this. I
too.
remember.
It's one of my favorite that I've seen for a long time. Like I
Yeah.
don't know what movie I like. You know, the last movie I've liked so much compared to this one, I'm not really sure.
It is on my short list of my favorite movies this year, which includes The Farewell and The Last Black Man in San Francisco. So those are probably my top 3 this year. I'd love to talk about The Farewell next time.
Those.
But shouts A24. But and I have such a huge bias with their movies. But anyway, really enjoyed this film. Where it ranks for Tarantino for me is number 5 overall in his filmography.
Dang.
I mean, like, look, it's for me.
It's pretty high up.
It's 5 out of 9. So
I guess so, but
yeah.
still.
So you got Inglourious Basterds 1 for me, Pulp Fiction, Kill Bill, Reservoir Dogs, and then you got Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Okay.
So that's where I got that right
I have
now.
a list 2.
Okay.
It's
Oh,
7 on
man.
mine.
Okay. So you got it ahead of Hateful Eight and
Well, no, I have Hateful Eight ahead of it. Just
Ugh.
by one. Just by one.
Okay.
Dang.
Just more so because I don't know. I like I don't know. I don't know what it is. I just
Did you like that movie?
no.
Okay.
No.
Oh. what?
I'm saying
What?
I'm saying literally. So I have Kill Bill 1 at 5.
Now, are we calling
it's a
Kill Bill
huge-
as?
I split.
Separate one.
I split.
Okay, good. So
Yeah.
volume 1 or 2.
Volume 1.
Good.
Yes.
Good
so I
choice.
have that at 5,
Yep.
and I have a big drop off from 5 to 6, like
Gotcha.
huge drop off.
Gotcha.
So it falls on 7 to me for Once Upon a Time. 8 is Kill Bill 2,
Okay.
and 9 is Death Proof.
Right. I have not
Which-
seen Death Proof, and
These are the
I
9
haven't
I've seen. and
Jackie Brown.
I have not seen Jackie Brown.
Yeah.
I have not seen. Going through his directing things is just
Yeah.
so tough because, like, technically Death Proof shouldn't be on this list because it was a side project and it was, like, whatever.
Well, he's considering Death Proof a part of the filmography.
Is he?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's
I
part,
didn't know
it's part of
that,
the
yeah.
9. It's part of
But,
the
like,
9.
he's
Yeah.
part of Sin City or something like that. And
Well, he
it's-
directs one scene. He
Yeah,
directs one
exactly.
scene in
And that's
Sin
what
City.
I'm
Yeah.
saying. So, like,
Yeah.
that doesn't count. So, like,
Right.
there's a few things. But I loved Reservoir Dogs. I found it weird that I was thinking about it and I went, Inglourious Basterds is number 2 for me.
Yeah.
Because historical fiction, I have a hard time with, and that's another reason why I have a hard time with this one.
Right.
Is because of the end.
Yeah.
It's both Inglourious Basterds and because of Once Upon a Time, the end skews a little bit.
And Tarantino's
Yeah,
gone historical
key
fiction his
points,
last
yeah.
4 movies now.
Yeah.
So and that includes Hateful Eight and Django.
Yes. Fun fact that Django, though, was 3 just because I was okay with the whole movie of it.
Yeah, that one for me, I loved it when it came out.
Yeah.
And then since I've seen it over time, it has slipped in my rankings.
Yeah.
And I just think it's bloated. And one thing I want to bring up too that is a major flaw in this movie, it is long. And
Yeah.
rarely do movies deserve to be as long as this one. And I think it's 20 minutes too long. Like
Yeah.
at the end of the day, I saw
yeah.
it a second time, like there's some fat here that we could trim. And I want to give a shout
a
out
lot of
to
fat.
Sally Menke was his longtime editor,
Yeah.
starting with Reservoir Dogs all the way through Inglourious Bastards, and then she passed away. And then those movies on, and that's Django, certainly Hateful Eight, and now Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, all had editing issues that felt very bloated. There
Yeah.
was not a critical eye of saying to Quentin, hey, you could still tell this story, you could still, inspire this emotion in fewer minutes.
Interesting.
Okay.
And guys, that's just part of the movie experience in 2019.
It is.
Time is worth so much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how do you get people to spend almost 3 hours in a theater? You know what I mean? So
Make it a
it's
Marvel
kind of-
movie.
make it a Marvel movie.
Exactly,
Exactly.
right. I
It's
feel
the only
like
way to
Marvel
do it.
broke that barrier of like it used to be if you weren't a
But
highbrow
now
film,
if they-
you were within 90 minutes.
But
for sure,
now,
right?
if they do another one,
yeah,
am I going to be as invested?
No,
you know?
not at all.
It was
They
all
can't
build up.
do
This
that.
was
Yeah.
Infinity War and Endgame were just build
Yeah.
ups.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
They can't maintain that audience in just their one-offs, or even a smaller subset of the universe.
And
So-
shout out to Cliff Bootsdog as well. Anyway,
Yes.
so I am going to give this one a 4.5 out of 5.
Oh.
Yeah.
Nice. Do you have a ranking?
I would have to go honestly the same. I was between a 4 and 5.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a 4.5.
I loved it. Yeah, I
If
know,
you're
but you
between-
know what I mean. Like,
I know.
like debating between one or the other,
Right.
but not necessarily like right in the middle.
Mhm.
You saw it, correct?
No, I did not.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
All right.
That was just
told Andre
my
I'd go
well.
again
Give
if
your
he
rating, and
goes.
I'll have a follow-up question.
Well, so mine sits at a 3.
Yeah.
Just because the world,
Oh.
like I like the characters, I
Nice.
like the world.
Yeah.
The end is what lost me, and like it is a slog to get there.
Oh,
It is.
Yeah.
But I respect the process. I respect what Tarantino did. It's just one of those movies where I'm just respecting the director for what I've seen, but at the same time, like, I don't know if I needed to see this. I don't.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Then my question is kind of an obvious one. Do I need to see this on the big screen? Like, do I need to make sure I get to see it before it's
well,
out?
they
or-
have it on Dolby.
Yeah,
Now.
they got it on Dolby, but I mean, Tarantino's always going to argue that you better see his movies.
Sure, yeah. I'm not talking to Tarantino, though. I mean, of course he's going to say that. But
well, I'm
yeah.
the guy who saw it twice and is going to see it a third time this weekend.
Right,
So
okay, fair.
that's where I'm at.
For me, just don't have anything the rest of your night. Well, so Claire and I saw
Don't
it
drink
before I
too
had to
much
go to work.
water.
No, Claire and
That
I
too.
saw it before we had to go to work.
Yeah, no.
Like I went to
Oh,
work
that's not
at
a good
Peru,
idea.
Yeah,
and like
wow.
I thought, it's pushing it, but it'll be fine. I was an hour late for work.
I
Oh,
think we saw it
my
like
God.
6 p.m. on a Sunday or something.
Yeah, it was
like
great.
That. It was
That's
like,
that might
got
also
out at
have
9.
built into my ranking where I'm just kind
Sure.
of sitting there like,
Holy fuck.
You're just
Shit, are we
constantly
just-
looking at your watch.
Although-
That's
Did you
wrong.
not look at the runtime before you went?
I did. No.
Oh,
It
yeah.
just it got pushed back by
Oh.
like
20 minutes?
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's AMC. I
So
mean, like,
yeah,
those-
exactly. And to be fair though, at towards the end, like I'm like, oh man, I really have to go pee.
Yeah.
And when they're walking up that hill to the houses,
Yes.
I about went
Oh
to
no!
pee, and I'm like, what the fuck am I doing?
Yeah,
Because it's
you
like-
know it's building to the
Yeah.
climax.
And yeah, I was dumb.
First hour and a
sorry,
half
man.
is slow, as we said before. Then it ramps up when Cliff Booth gets to Spawn Ranch.
I mean, I'm here for that.
Yeah.
As long as I know going in, and yeah, I mean, I've been invested in Tarantino's characters before, so
Right.
I feel like I could click with this movie. I just need to find the time to.
That's the thing. So
Just a big ass.
carve out a weekend.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
just go.
I just don't really like. How many more weekends do you think we have? It's been there's about like a month now, right?
Probably
At
least
was
2
it late?
weeks.
I'd say you'd have 2 weeks.
Yeah.
for sure.
Two,
like
3 weeks.
2 weeks before it starts.
Getting hard to see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oof. All right.
Anyway, so 4.5 for both me and T-Dawg.
Sure.
But T-Dog, you have a
Let's see if
wonderful
there's
movie.
a
Yes.
4.5
I don't
coming
know.
next.
Yeah.
I'm very excited.
T-Dawg?
For this.
All right, so
I've never seen
first,
this.
you know, I've watched a few movies since we met, or
Since we met, yeah.
Since we met.
Yeah, it was a while back.
Since we met.
Since we met years ago.
You know, I watched Baby Driver.
I love Baby Driver.
Baby Driver's
I
great.
watched
Great.
Shazam. That was good.
That's-
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shazam.
It's definitely aimed for a younger audience.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but it's still
was-
fine.
Yeah,
That's fine.
Yeah,
You
Baby
know, I
Driver for
enjoyed it.
sure.
Yeah, Baby Driver also.
Baby Driver.
Oh,
younger
no,
audience.
no.
What? It stars a baby.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's the
baby.
baby.
It's a little baby.
Oh, I thought you were making a joke about Kevin Spacey.
Oh.
Oh, I forgot he was in that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's best to forget.
That's where I thought you were going with that. And I did not read the room. Okay.
Oh God. Oh.
Oof.
Well, anyway.
Okay, anyways.
I'm in my second beer now. Let's do it.
Alright, so I watched Zoolander 2. I'm going to sum up the my feelings towards it right away. So let's take Zoolander 1.
Mm-hmm.
Everything that you disliked about it, the stupid humor, the just pointless jokes that didn't hit.
But
And-
what
Wait,
about
wait.
male models?
Yeah.
And that's what Zoolander 2 is. So we start off by a continuation of the Center for Kids Who Cannot Read Good. So that has been finished.
Okay.
Already a great start to this
Yeah.
movie.
Right. Okay. Solid.
So you know they have, I believe on top of it is a large book. Like I don't remember if it's built out of some statue like of a large book. And so that collapses and falls. It ends up killing his at the time wife. So she's gone.
That's the
Spoilers.
freak gasoline
So-
fight accident of this movie.
Yeah, and
Got it?
You know the freak.
Free gasoline
Well,
fight.
I love the gasoline fight.
The gasoline
Like,
fight was
okay.
stupid, but it was so good.
I love Zoolander 1, and
Right.
not because it's like a great movie or anything,
No,
because
but
it's not.
it's
but
funny.
it's a fun movie.
It's stupid.
It's
Like, I remember
stupid
those
to
dumb
watch.
bits
Yeah,
from all those
a lot
years
of
ago.
a lot of 2000s Ben Stiller,
Yeah.
Will Ferrell movies.
Yeah, right.
Right? It's yeah.
Definitely.
And then I don't know. This is like the 2000 and when did this come out? 2016 maybe.
No, it was like 2015 maybe.
I think it's 2016.
Okay.
Fact checking.
Yeah,
But keep
pretty
going.
sure 2016. And so right
2016,
away,
right.
his wife has died.
Damn, nice.
RIP.
Hansel actually suffers an injury to his face.
Hansel.
And so,
So hot right now.
and Zoolander ends up losing custody of his son. This is the major story plot of the story. And
Wow,
then,
alright.
so we get to see Zoolander reunite with Hansel, who have both been in isolation. Hansel's recovering from his injury. He's wearing like this gold faceplate thing covering it up. It ends up actually not being anything.
I was
There's
thinking
no
it's a
damage.
scratch or
yeah,
something
it's like a
that?
scratch
Yeah, okay.
that's already fully healed and everything. And
I hate
I must
that I
have
saw
missed
where
the,
that was going.
Yeah, I missed the point where they actually took it off because all of a sudden like he just had it off. And
What are you doing? Stop it. Why do you have a bug zapper?
You didn't have to bring this up. He is talking about.
I
2Lander.
did have
I
to
was
bring
going,
this up.
man.
Dude,
He
yeah,
got
you did.
distracted too.
I-
Stop it.
No, you're the one who's.
It's
put us
hard
off
to
the
get
conversation.
distracted from Zoolander too. so-
Exactly. It's
Right,
such a
right.
great film.
I was
It
very
is such a good
enthralled
film.
by the,
'Kay,
plot and
2Lander.
characters.
2Lander.
A lot of celebrity cameos. You get to see Billy Zane is in it
Oh.
much more than the first one. So
Really?
if you're,
Okay.
if you're
Billy.
like, you know
Great
what,
guy.
Zoolander 1 could have more of Billy Zane.
Billy
then,
Zane.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, Billy Zane. I like
Is there a
that.
certain pop star who makes an appearance
Yes,
there?
right away actually. That's
Oh.
Oh, what?
Okay, so I should have led with this really. So it starts off with Justin Bieber. He's part of the.
0 out of 5.
Yeah.
He's
Call
part
it.
of the. I don't know if it was Interpol or some sort of
Interpol.
spy agency that.
What?
They're
MI6.
MI,
Part of
maybe
MI6.
MI6. Okay, I don't know.
The CIA.
I
You
don't
can make Justin Bieber doing fake
It
British
doesn't really
accent.
matter.
Fucking.
But to start off with, I'm like, okay, this is kind of stupid, but it kind of follows Zoolander 1, and then it just really followed that bad line of always stupid.
Does it answer the
Wow.
question? Is it too late now to say sorry?
Oh my god.
Mugatu's been in prison the entire time, and Zoolander goes. So he's trying to reunite with his son. He realizes his son is fat. He abandoned his son again because his son was taken away from him because he couldn't raise the child. He's a male
Okay.
model,
Oh, right.
not a father.
Oh,
No,
Right,
right,
right.
Father.
So,
So
That's rough.
and there's this story plot with story plot that the male model
What?
has descended from Adam and Eve and Steve.
Adam and Eve and Steve.
Yes, so Steve is this fountain of youth that Mugatu wants to kill and basically.
Is that like a joke on it? I thought it was Adam and Eve, not Adam and Steve.
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
Is that
Yeah,
it?
it's-
See, Andre,
It's
you're
a
making
pretty
connections.
terrible
You
joke.
could have wrote for 2Lander.
Okay,
Could
so
I have?
I think you just did.
Oh,
So
no.
they bring back like the villains in Zoolander.
Yeah.
They're at the end where they have all of these fashion people in a room since they think they're getting the Fountain of Youth. Mugatu ends up tricking them all that it doesn't actually exist, and he's going to kill everyone basically because they've let him rot in prison.
Okay.
If you want, can anyone guess what ends up saving the day? He throws a bomb. It's going to drop, and then Zoolander.
Okay.
Zoolander does his
Blue Steel.
Magnum.
Oh,
Magnum.
Come on.
That's
Magnum.
right.
Which he
I'm
wasn't
sorry.
able to do before because
Ah.
his son,
He lost the power to do
yeah,
the Magnum.
He lost his son,
Ah.
lost his sense of worth,
Sense
he
of
lost,
self.
He actually he thought he
It's
he
all
thought-
about family.
He thought he killed his wife. It ended up being Mugatu
familia.
was part of the construction crew that built the center for kids who cannot read good.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, so he was in on it.
Yeah,
from the
yeah,
very
it was
beginning.
from the start.
Okay.
So
Okay.
It was a long game.
Long con.
Yeah,
Wow.
long con.
Okay.
It was a really built up story.
Wow.
like-
So you're really selling me on this
Yeah.
narrative here. So this is like sounding like a 3.5, 4-star movie.
Oh
I
yeah,
think, right?
Yeah. probably 4 male models.
Oh,
Nice.
damn.
Let's go watch 2Lander, guys. What are we doing here?
Sick.
Let's go find it.
So,
free
so
streaming
they saved the
somewhere.
day with their Magnum. Everyone, like Hansel.
Everyone magnums.
Everyone Magnums?
Hansel.
It's a group Magnum?
Hansel's father, who is. Can anyone guess who Hansel's father is?
Gretel.
Come on.
Hansel.
Got to.
Think from the. First
Oh,
one.
from the story.
Think from Zoolander 1.
Oh, well, I haven't seen that movie in years. So I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't know.
Sting. Okay.
It's
Oh,
Sting.
Sting!
this is Sting.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Gotcha.
I really hoped somebody would guess that.
No.
That's fair.
You don't have.
So
this
Sting,
isn't-
not an
Sting
expert,
ends up
just
being
in
his
the lore.
father at the end. He's like, I'm your father, and then they both do the Magnum.
Oh.
Derek's
Ah.
Zoolander's doing the Magnum. His son's doing the Magnum, and they
Everybody do the magnum.
Wow.
and they
Okay.
defeat Mugatu.
I'm sorry.
The world's
Zoolander
saved.
came out in 2001. I'm pretty sure I saw it in 2002 and never again.
Yeah.
What? Really?
So
I
that's
probably saw
I
it on
don't
Comedy
remember
Central.
Sting.
Yeah, right. Like, I
Yeah,
feel like
that's
I've
what
seen
it
it, like,
is.
at
Well,
least
so
2008,
in
2009.
the first one, Sting's not in it, but Hansel references
Right.
Sting's
Sting.
music. He's like,
Ah, okay.
I've never heard his music, but I appreciate what he does or something.
Got it.
Right.
Okay.
That
Yeah.
sounds like a
all right,
Hansel
all
thing to
right.
say.
Yeah. This.
Yeah, that's right. I
So-
remember now.
So back to the taking everything bad about Zoolander 1 and throwing it into a movie.
That's a
And
lot
That's
of that
an
movie.
entire movie.
Yeah, but I mean, like, it's not even fun bad? Like, it's like Zoolander 1 is fun bad.
No, right, exactly, and that's why I enjoyed Zoolander 1.
Huh.
And this takes it too far, where it's almost on the point. It's not as bad as Watson and Sherlock, but it's like it's almost
Yeah.
there. It's
So
on that parallel.
I have a question for you. Did you see Anchorman 2?
I did. I
Oof.
enjoyed Anchorman 2 more than
Wow.
Zoolander.
Wow.
Zoolander, yes.
Oof.
I did
Okay.
not like Anchorman
Yeah,
too.
Anchorman
Okay.
2 was rough.
Yeah.
I was just wondering if
Yeah, I
on
meant
the
to
scale
actually
of-
make that comparison.
Yeah.
and, yeah. That
Sequels that you thought you wanted, well, I guess
I think
kinda
at
knew
the
I didn't
time
want it,
you
but
thought
you're
you
like,
might
okay,
want, you're like,
yeah.
oh, it
It could
See,
be
I
good.
wanted a Two-Lander more than I wanted an Anchorman 2.
Sure,
Yeah.
sure.
There are long gaps between the first and the second for both
Exactly.
of those franchises.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't know, man. It's hard to keep that mojo going.
like I don't know if they wanted to punish people for wanting a sequel.
Wow.
You
Okay.
fuckers
No,
wanted
that's
another
it.
Zoolander 2? Well, here you
Like,
go!
Yeah, no, that's, wow.
Fucking assholes.
That's a very expensive fuck you.
Yeah, right.
They
yeah,
have the money.
but it saves you from Three-Lander.
It's true,
It's true.
Don't get any more. I hope you
Um,
learned your lesson.
I'm gonna have to give it 1.5 male models.
Ooh.
So-
That's more than enough for me.
Yeah.
So it's on Hobbs and Shaw
I was
level.
about to say, like, you liked it as much as Mike liked Hobbs and Shaw, which is still
guess.
surprising to me. But okay.
I'm guessing I'd like Hobbs and Shaw better.
I think you would
Just
too.
to make.
And then
I don't
it's
want
not a shot at you.
not
It's
to
just
make assumptions or anything.
no.
But I'm
That's not a
pretty
shot
sure-
at you. It's just it's
Yeah.
more so like I just think you would enjoy it better.
And
Yeah.
I really never wanted to see Zoolander 2 because I enjoyed the first one.
You didn't want. Does this ruin the first one for you? I mean, like,
No,
as much as
because
it could be ruined.
those
Right.
like sequels that are terrible never ruin movies for me.
Sure.
I can separate it in my mind.
I don't
and,
know,
you
man. Pacific Rim Uprising was a big bummer for me. But
I'm
I
glad this
chose not to see
podcast
it.
took you to the dark
Choice.
side.
Yeah.
I chose not to
I
see
did
that.
not plan on ever watching it and did not.
Guess what your next movie is, Mitchell? If you get a bad movie,
Dude,
Pacific Rim Uprising.
I mean, I'd be happy to shit on it with you, but
No,
I
that'd be
prefer to
fun.
forget that movie, actually.
So 1.5 out of 5
yep.
Male models.
male models. All right, so we jump into the next part of our podcast that we always do.
Yeah.
That do you have a
I do. I'm generally excited for the movies that we're excited for.
yeah?
Right.
Well,
movies that we
you
feel something about.
feel something about strongly.
Some
Right.
feelings.
I mean, like, I feel like the trailer has come up for this movie a while ago, but I'm honestly pumped for Knives Out. Looks like a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Knives Out looks like a good time.
Ryan Johnson joint, a lot of
Yeah.
star-studded cast.
Yeah.
Ryan Johnson.
Yeah, I don't know.
Spike Lee.
Ryan
Yeah, something like
Ryan
that.
Johnson is a part of this.
He is, and he's not attached to a big, major, huge franchise that'll piss off a lot of nerds.
Plus, Chris Evans is anti-Captain America.
Right.
It looks hilarious.
Yeah, it does. It looks like a lot
I'm
of
in on
fun.
it.
Just, yeah.
And I'm still in for, what's his name? Shoot. I just spaced on his name. Daniel Craig. As
Oh, yeah.
Southern guy.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
Mm-hmm.
Because he was fun in, Logan Lucky.
That's
There it
right.
is.
Was that good? Was
Joe
that-
Boom.
Yeah, I liked it.
Yeah?
Yeah,
I
I like Logan Lucky.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
still need to see that
Yeah.
one.
Yeah,
It's
just,
a good
I don't
one.
know. Just
It's-
looks like just looks like a fun murder mystery. Don't really have much else to say about it, but that's just on my list of I want to watch that when it comes out. Probably.
Man, this cast is amazing.
Yeah,
I'm just
right.
looking at it
Right.
now. You got Toni Collette, Michael Shannon, Lakeith Stanfield, Jamie Lee Curtis, Christopher Plummer.
Not to mention,
This is a really cool cast.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm excited for it.
It's not attached to a pre-existing IP, I think. So
Because Hollywood lets Rian Johnson write and direct his own movies.
yeah.
right.
That's how it is. Which I'm fine with.
Going to the other side of the scale.
Yeah.
I try to stay within 2 weeks as always.
Cool.
Next week, we are supposed to get Angel Has Fallen, the most non-anticipated sequel ever.
I didn't know this was a thing.
Did you
Wait, what is this?
Ago.
Angel Has Fallen. Do you remember White House Has Fallen? Or
No,
it's
it was
Olympus
Has Fallen. Yeah.
Oh, my
White House
God.
Down, Olympus Has Fallen, all came out at the same time. Damn those movies.
Oh, those are the.
So,
Okay.
London
Yeah,
Has
movies.
Fallen.
This is a Gerard Butler one, right?
Yep.
Okay, got it.
This is the third one.
This is
yeah,
the
because
third
there
one.
was one in Paris.
London
or
Has
something.
Fallen.
No,
No, it was
London,
London Has
wasn't
Fallen.
London. Okay.
Which I got free tickets to, and I had not seen Olympus Has Fallen. And
I
I regret I wanted my money back for the free tickets.
saw the
Wow.
first one, but it's been a long time.
Don't waste your time on London Has Fallen.
Yeah. I thought the first one was all right.
First one, I'm sure it probably was because it got a sequel, and now
Wow.
a third one.
Three cool. Come on.
The three cool.
Wow.
I am dreading this movie.
Yeah,
I got
what the
told
fuck?
like it's supposed to be taken in a different direction, but at the
Okay.
same time,
Yeah, sure.
It's a looks
Yeah.
exactly the
unless
same.
I get free tickets to it, which I still might say no to,
That's
I am
rough.
not going.
Nothing
So,
is free, man. Something will cost your time, and that
Exactly.
sounds like something that will.
Yeah.
For me, there's something that's already been out. It's a TV series called Succession. Season 2 is now on the air, and I'm pretty excited to catch up with my good old friends. So
Did you like the first season?
yeah, I really did.
Okay,
I really
I've
liked it.
been trying to figure out a TV show,
was
and it's
great.
on my list.
Yeah, definitely.
So,
I
okay.
definitely recommend it. It takes a while to get going,
Of course.
but the show
Brian
itself,
Cox,
you get
the Culkin brother.
yeah, you get the other Culkin.
Culkin.
God, I'm blanking on his first name. Anyway,
I don't know.
Adam McKay is behind the project, or at least he directed the pilot and is an executive producer on it. And they definitely put his name out in front to try and get this sold
Yeah.
to an audience. So anyway, it's about a family that is going through a power
Kieran.
struggle. What was it?
Kieran Culkin.
Kieran Culkin. There you go. This is about a family that is akin to the Murdochs, who own News Corp, and the patriarch is dying. And the whole point of season 1 is to figure out which of the kids is going to take over when their dad ultimately kicks the bucket. It's equal parts hilarious, equal parts kind of sad.
It's sad.
It's very sad at the end
Yep.
of season 1. The interaction between the siblings is great. It's my favorite part. But also,
Because they're like douches to each other. right?
absolutely, and it's
Yeah.
great. It's so great, and
You're selling me.
yeah, and and also, it definitely has some commentary on what's going on in terms of how big giant media companies use their power and how little they care at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So anyway, I'm all in on Succession. I believe the first 2 episodes of season 2 have already aired, so I'm playing catch up, but very excited to watch.
T-Dawg?
I guess I'm probably going to see Ad Astra. Is that-
Yeah, the Brad Pitt
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah.
I just
Right.
love Brad Pitt.
Yeah.
Cliff Booth in
I-
space.
Booth
Yeah.
in space.
yeah.
That's really all.
Who plays
I'm
his dad
hoping
again?
for.
It's Tommy Lee Jones.
Tommy Lee
right?
Jones,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah,
Tommy Lee
yeah,
Jones,
okay,
yeah.
alright.
You only see him in like the footage of the.
Yeah.
but,
And who
like,
captained that ship? My father.
My father.
sir.
I haven't heard much about
Sick.
the movie though.
Dude,
so-
metal.
Fuck
More
yeah!
So, that's why we recruited you.
More so for the star power, right?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
yeah,
Star
likable.
power.
Oh.
What's this movie about?
I don't know.
Star power? You said the secret word, apparently.
Hopefully it's good.
Yeah, no.
Hopefully it's good.
Yeah, no, it looks fun. I don't know. Shit,
Say
man.
what you were going to say before these idiots started interrupting you.
Every time I've talked.
Damn.
Wow.
It's great.
Let's see, what else do we have coming up?
I will say, if we're shout out
I'm
to
really excited about
This is the
Matrix
podcast.
4.
Matrix
Oh,
4.
Matrix 4!
Yeah,
fuck
that just got announced.
Yeah. This guy are the Wachowski siblings.
They're writing.
They're writing. Are they directing?
I don't know about directing, but they are definitely writing.
Okay,
Interesting.
sure.
It is the
All right.
full cast, though.
Full
I liked one out of those 3 movies.
What?
Yeah,
Dude, Reloaded was fantastic.
1 out of 3 is what I heard.
I like Ghost in the Shell. I'm down for another one of those movies.
Oh god, but yeah, that's cool. That got announced like today, right?
Yeah, that's
when
like
I started
today.
seeing
Yes.
it. Okay.
Yeah.
that comes out soon, right?
Dude, reboot culture, man. But this is indeed a sequel, not a reboot, right? This
It's
is
the same cast.
Same
so
cast,
it's,
okay.
I would say it's a
Gotcha.
sequel. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. I'm in.
Hey, the year of Keanu continues.
Absolutely.
Just-
Let's
And
go.
by year we mean like lifetime.
Decade.
Yeah, right.
just
The
wanna-
decade of Keanu.
What can I say? He's
Anytime
breathtaking.
He's in a movie, we'll just go to it.
The
Duke Kaboom. Great role.
Duke Kaboom. Yes,
Centennial of Keanu
Canada.
continues.
I'm into it, man. I'm here
okay
for
with
all of it. And the Ted and Bill and Ted
Bill and Ted.
sequel.
Yeah.
Come on.
Cyberpunk
keep it
2077.
going.
So
Keep it going.
they just well, all right. One quick story, and then we'll close this up. But,
Okay.
Do you know about the Keanu hand?
What's the Keanu hand?
Whenever he has a female fan take a picture with
Oh,
him,
The hover hand.
he has the
He has
hover
the
hand.
hover hand.
He has the
Yeah,
hover
yeah,
hand.
yeah, yeah.
Smart man.
So there was a Make-A-Wish kid that was on the set of Bill and Ted Face the Music.
Okay.
And they did like a bunch of cool poses and stuff like that. And then at the end they did one, and the picture is perfect because his hand, 5-foot gap. Like it's literally, you can see the gap between it.
Yeah.
And it
Oh,
was
that's
just
great.
It's the Keanu hand. It's the hover hand really is what the term is.
I love how
But-
he's in on the joke.
Oh,
like
yeah.
to do that. That is great.
Like
Yeah,
he
That is
knows.
great.
He knows, and don't get in trouble. It's fine.
Exactly, dude.
So.
Keanu has not gotten in trouble.
Keanu and Matrix
That's awesome.
4. Looking forward to it as well. But, alright, well, that will do it for our 13th, unlucky 13 episode of Game for a Movie.
R.I.P. Spider-Man.
R.I.P. Spider-Man.
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 Guys,
We'll see.
we could talk for another hour about this, but
No,
once
I know.
Disney buys Sony, we won't have to worry about it.
Oh God.
God,
But I am just mad about the
there's no way that's legal.
Perfect.
Yep. Yep.
No, not at all. But the perfect post-credit scene was wasted on a storyline that can't continue.
That is the most bizarre part for me. Just as a fan of the Tom
Sorry,
Holland
what
universe.
I forgot the post.
It-
For Far From
J.
Home?
Jonah Jameson comes back.
Back.
Yeah. Okay.
And he
Yeah,
basically
he
finds his
announced
video
that, right?
that
Yeah, I got
Peter
it.
Parker.
Peter
is
Parker's
Spider-Man.
identity's been revealed.
I remember now.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
R.I.P.
So good.
Well,
And he's in the middle of the city when it happens. Oh, let's go.
fuck this!
Damn it.
Ah!
Oh well.
Sony,
Hey,
Disney, get your head out of your asses.
that
Make
sequel.
Spider-Man
that sequel
Homecoming
is
3.
that sequel is still
Yeah.
happening. Whether Happy and Aunt May are still dating is another thing entirely. So
No,
we'll see.
they're not still dating.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
exactly.
took that from the end of
Saw a
the-
tweet that was like, just a picture of Happy. He's like, get back on Tinder, bitch. Damn. Ouch.
All right, for your host, Mikey Tank.
Mitchell.